look, if we're talking about natural goal scorers,
Jermaine Defoe?
this man's potentially better than Defoe as a natural goal scorer. Potentially. His instinct to score goals is unreal.
Clip that.
Unreal.
Clip that.
Unreal, man.
Clip that.
That is unreal. Mate.
What's happening, troops? Welcome back to a new video here on the SharpDiv YouTube channel. If you are new around here, then please consider subscribing. We only just recently hit 14,000 subscribers, but due to your support in the last video, that absolutely blew up, and we are firing now towards 15,000. Spare me, with the last video doing so well, I just had to go with a similar thumbnail and title. 40 odd thousand views for a wee small channel like mine is absolutely class, and I've only got you guys to thank for that, and Kemar Roof. The goal that is currently in the thumbnail and title from the man Jermaine Defoe is up there. Not anywhere near really Kemar Roof's goal, but when you talk about belters, this is one of them.
In towards Defoe. Oh, it's brilliantly taken.
And in this video, I did want to celebrate how much of a player Jermaine Defoe is and has been. Now 37 years old, up at Rangers, you would say, seeing out his career and a transition into punditry or else coaching and management. But even at that age, he is still scoring goals like he was in his prime. 300 club goals now for Jermaine Defoe. What an achievement. What a guy. The best finisher in Scotland and one of the best finishers of all time in the English Premier League. When I think of Jermaine Defoe, I think of goals. Left foot, right foot, headers, penalties, the whole shebang. This guy has got it. For me, Jermaine Defoe, one of the most underrated English strikers of all time. Very similarly to Jamie Vardy, I would say, in this current climate. A guy that just scores goals religiously but doesn't really get the recognition on an international scale or from the wider fans. There's always seemed to be this guy that is better at scoring goals or there's better at doing something. So guys like that, guys like Jermaine Defoe, are an underappreciated commodity, and Rangers and Steven Gerrard are currently reaping all the rewards of that. Bournemouth didn't want to keep him in their squad, which is absolutely ludicrous. Look where they are now. Because this man, if he does nothing else, will score you goals. Now don't get me wrong, the crossover to him from Tav, from the wide area, is absolutely unbelievable. We've came to expect those types of crosses from Tav, just like we've came to expect the goals from Jermaine Defoe. Left foot, ball right over the top of the Livingston defence that troubled them all day. That seemed to be the key pass, in behind over the top. And that finish from Jermaine Defoe just put a nice wee bow on a big, luscious present. Last season, up until Christmas, when he started getting injuries, he was the top goal scorer in the league. He was scoring something like every 50 odd minutes. It was ridiculous. It was almost like everything he touched was going in the back of the net. And now with more competition at Rangers, I've obviously still got Alfredo Morelos, but Roof scoring goals for the halfway line, and Big Itten as well, who's come on and done well, scored a wonder goal at Motherwell. There hasn't been more competition in those places. So I think it speaks volumes that Steven Gerrard has put Jermaine Defoe, put the faith in him, and still a very big game versus Livingston, and he has put the ball in the back of the net, just like you like to see. And again, when I think of Jermaine Defoe, I think of him scoring goals in the Premier League. As I said, left foot, right foot, back to goal, we swivel right, we swivel left. I remember him scoring 5 goals in one match for Spurs. One of the first guys to ever do it in English Premier League, and one of the only guys that's ever done it. If you can score 5 goals at a level like that, you know you're a wee bit of a player. And that's why I think Harry Redknapp used to just always sign him no matter where he went. Jermaine Defoe was on the other end of the telephone. You coming down me, man? Absolutely. Portsmouth with Harry Redknapp, of course, still scored goals, banged in the goals. I think that was probably one of his best spells of his career, winning cups and stuff like that with Portsmouth. Then he moved to Sunderland later on in his career, and he scored an unbelievable goal in the Wearside derby versus the rivals Newcastle. And Newcastle are always seen as the better team, the bigger club and this and that. Jermaine Defoe was having none of it. So it's not his first rodeo, you know. He knows where the back of the net is, and that's why he's got 300 club goals. Will it ever stop? Surely it will at one point, but it doesn't look like it's gonna anytime soon. If he can stay fit, he's still going to get goals in this league. He's still going to do a really good job for Rangers and be trusted to the hilt by his manager, because that's another thing with Jermaine Defoe. His professionalism is through the roof. Before pre-season, he likes to go and get some extra work in with his own coach a couple weeks before pre-season starts, so that when he goes to pre-season, he's firing in all cylinders. And that sort of professionalism is going to be handed down to the other strikers that will be looking up to him undoubtedly. Your Alfredos, your Keemars, your Cedrics, and even in the youth team, guys like Dapo, they will be looking up to him. They will be seeing how he trains, day in, day out, in the gym, stretching, the whole lot, the diet, his work off the pitch as well, his charity work, his work with the young laddie that sadly passed away a few years ago there, and it made headline news. That was massive. It was something that just highlighted what a great human being he was, and not just a football player. And that is the sort of players that you want at your football club. Again, when I think of Jermaine Defoe, I think of goals in big moments. One that springs to mind is his World Cup goal. Every young kid grows up with aspirations to become a professional footballer, but once you reach that level, the pinnacle would be scoring a goal at a World Cup. And it was within that tournament, I think, it did show maybe a lot of English fans and a lot of just international fans in general, you need guys like him in your team that are just there to score some goals. And I absolutely love that about the wee man. I love absolutely everything about him. Class act on and off the park. And I ain't holding back in saying he is the best finisher in Scottish football. There is no doubt about it, even at the age that he's at now. And hopefully that can continue for a long time to come. Finally, just a quick wee point. I know we have spoke about the goal versus Livingston, but the overall performance from Rangers wasn't at their best, but they got the job done in the first 20 minutes. That's what you're wanting after such an incredible week for the football club. You just want 3 points, especially with the rivals dropping more points. You need to go out there, you need to get the job done, and that's exactly what Rangers did. So no complaints from me. We go on to the next one. We're going to let Poznan positive, happy and vibrant. Go into that one, hopefully get the points, and then it is another massive game versus the Kelly Pies. And lastly, I'd just like to finish by thanking you guys for your support in the recent videos, liking them, sharing them, subscribing to the channel, all the long time subscribers as well. In fact, that's a wee question for you. Comment down below how long you've actually been subscribed to the channel. I'll be fascinated to know how long you guys have been a part of this community, being a part of this channel. But that is going to do us for this video, celebrating a man now with 300 club goals, Jermaine Defoe, you absolute hero. I've been SharpDiv, you've been yourself, and I'm out. All my weakness